Yo, 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 what's going on, everyone? If you missed us, we're back. We're sorry we had to take a 1 week break because of the internationals, but we're here to give you the best sporting moments in the world of football. There was no league games. It was just plain international games, World Cup qualifying, Nations League, and all that. And I've got my guests here. I've got Show, I've got Dele, and I've got Jetson. You can see that there's a difference in the layouts. Yeah, maybe we'll keep on improving that as we go along. Guys, how you doing now? How's it going? How's your weekend?
Good, good, good. It was boring. No major game like that.
No
But
major games. So what did you now do today? What did you? Okay, there was FA Cups today now.
yeah, FA Cup, man.
Yeah,
I didn't even watch it because it was kind of boring to me. I was just falling
boy.
asleep.
I didn't even know who won the penalty shootout. Who won it between
I think it was Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham Forest? Wow, they're so lucky, so lucky. So how's your weekend going now? Waiting Naja dey talk.
Yeah, very fine.
Yes, as usual. I think we're just going to drive. We're going to jump into the conversation. I mean, as Nigerians that we are, proud. These things happen, right? And we found ourselves in a situation where we are not. How would I call it? We are not in a strong position to qualify for the World Cup. Now we've missed the last World Cup. We again we're very disappointing this time considering the group. There's going to be nine. Is it nine teams in the yeah? There's going to be 9 teams in the World Cup because it's an extended World Cup, and it's first time Africa will get a lot of teams in the World Cup, and here we are struggling. When it used to be like 5 or 6 people, we used to be. I mean, comfortably sometimes make it, or sometimes we use calculator. But it looks like it's going to be a calculating thing now. Did what's going on with our dear country? We are really really struggling. What happened?
I mean, Ninja without calculation is it's not Ninja. So I mean, I think I did not even understand the format before, but I mean, let's keep the hope ups. I mean, another World Cup without Nigeria, especially when the World Cup is even coming to where I am. I would like to support Nigeria, but I would love Nigeria to be present.
True, true. In terms of the format, so yes, the 9 top teams would make it. Also, there's a longer route where the 4 best runner-up team have to play like a semi-final and a final. Then that person who wins that final has to go and play another someone in another continent to make it into the World Cup. So it's very long for a show. What's going on? Tactically, what was the issue on the day? I think the first match were a bit more comfortable. We did well against Rwanda, one away. But the one at home, is it that there's juju in Calabar or something? What's going on? Why can't we just muster wins or have a good one in Uyo Stadium?
Okay, thank you. First of all, the match happened at Akwa Ibom, not Calabar. Sorry.
Oh,
Um,
Akwa Ibom. Oh, my bad.
yes, yeah. And another thing is, well, majority of the time, if you watch how our boys play, they play so relaxed. I don't know if they feel, of course, because they are, you know, um, not they are not home based, so they feel like, oh, come on, we're gonna beat these African guys and all, forgetting that African football, there has to be a lot of physicality, and just like Argentina played Brazil, they were playing ruggedly, and that's how you win in African football, not some stylish game. If you watch the game, maybe two, three, four guys, really were really into the game, like someone like Osimhen or Lionel and the likes. Those were the guys that were really giving everything in that. Then also, I think the coach got it clearly wrong. So for players are always, playing to their strength, especially your best players. Because we want your best players to be at their best. I mean, why are you playing our best, literally our best player, Bao Sime, this guy, um, Lookman? Why are you playing him behind a striker? And even when you do, you notice that the first 40, 45, 50 minutes, is literally struggling. They're moving to the side. The guys playing the side are not really, um, wanting.
Was that the setup on the day? They moved him. They played behind the striker.
Yes,
Hmm.
it did. Yes, that
I,
was the
I thought
setup
I
for the
thought
day. Then
this
was it
other guy.
Simon? Was it Simon? What? Okay.
Oh, I think this other guy. The other striker. That did he come in the second half? That new guy.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. He came in the second half.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Chukwueze was subbed. Even when Chukwueze was subbed, they didn't move Lookman to the side. He was still playing like behind the striker. Then the guy that was playing the right back was the one overlapping to play as a 7 as well. Yeah. So I mean, it really limited Lookman's strength. That's one. Then another thing is, okay, for whatever reason, the game has gone the way it was going. Of course, with some chances that should have been buried. The team had a very, very, very good chance. I mean, if Party missed that kind of thing or Rice, I know what Dini will have said. Yeah, yeah.
But he
So,
apologized.
he apologized, fine. But then you are a professional footballer. You're not even an home-based player. Come on, let us see that. Oh yeah, this is not an home-based player. This is someone who plays in England. This you should be converting for us. Really, that's another thing. Now, it now came back to the coach. We were a goal up. Osimhen was to lead the field around, I think, 82, 85 or thereabout, if I'm correct. But it was around 80 something minutes. We were only leading by a goal margin. And if you watch the game and you read the game, you notice that every time those guys move on a counter, they seem to have a chance of scoring. Then why not close the shop? You already have a striker on the field, the new guy. So just close the shop. Maybe bring in a DM or something, or another extra central back, and you play 5 at the back. Just close the shop and we manage the game. Then lastly, our captain just gave them a giveaway. He just did a giveaway.
I think he was just being careful. He didn't want to, cause a penalty, and then he made a half-hearted tackle. Right. In terms of tactics, I just wanted to bring Jetson in terms of tactics now. You see, when we scored, I mean, we were playing 2 tall strikers, right? We were playing 2 tall strikers, and then when we scored, and he took off Osimhen and he brought on Boniface. Did you think that was a right move for someone who thought, oh, let me just keep this game, Jetson? Bearing in mind that, yes, we just scored and you just needed to hold the game or control the game. Do you think that was a right sub? I think Jetson may not be able to join comfortable. Do you think that was a right sub from the coach? Did he show some sort of inexperience, or are we paying for lack of good coaching like we always do at the moment in the national team?
Sorry, what sub was that?
When we scored 1-0, when Osimhen scored, I mean everyone was tired. Everyone was tired, right? So he took off Osimhen and he brought on Boniface. While he did
yes,
that,
yes. I was also against that. Except maybe maybe he knows something we don't know. Maybe Osimhen was complaining for something. You know how it is. But after I saw that sub, I'm like, why? I mean, the only reason I could see, I don't know why you're arresting Osimhen. He plays in Turkey. Like, come on.
Okay,
Like,
so
it's not like he has.
the question wasn't even about whether to take off Osimhen or not. I mean, I'm fine if he takes off Osimhen. What I was trying to point to is we're playing a 2-man attack because we needed a goal. We're 2-man striker. 2 striker, what's it called? We're playing 2 strikers up front.
Up front.
Yeah, which is what came up with the goal. The other guy, who is a tall striker, he chased the ball, he put it to the other guys, and I mean chances were coming up because he was on the pitch. Now he took off Osimhen and he brought on Boniface, but we didn't need 2 strikers.
Okay, yes,
we didn't.
yes. I think.
And if you look,
okay,
yeah, I was saying if you look at the midfield, we're playing a 2 central midfield format, right? We had Ndidi and we had Iwobi, and then he put in what's it called? He took off Iwobi, brought in another midfielder. Don't you think that sub of the striker, it should have been another midfielder just to give a bit of
tighten it up? Yes, I think
in the middle.
that you're right with that. because even before they scored, I think I was watching the game with a friend, and I'm like, why even that under the chance? I'm like, why is Ndidi coming
Why is
like
it that up front, Abby?
up front like this? Like like Shaw said, he said every time those guys come forward, it looked like they were going to score. Like
Yeah.
the counters were like sharp and direct. So I didn't understand why indeed he was busting to the front like after the sub and all that. Maybe in the experience of the coach because I don't think I've heard of him before. On the captain's mistake, I and Shaw had a back and forth as well. I'm like, maybe he was scared to give away the
Pen.
a pen,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I mean, maybe he could have just gone for it.
Mm. True, true. In terms of qualifying now, do you think we still stand a chance? Knowing the formats, I mean, 9 teams will qualify, but there's a longer format if you're one of the 4 best placed, second place teams, right? And right now we're far behind, got 7 points. We're like what 6 points. We are 6 points behind South Africa, and I mean 1 point behind Rwanda and Benin. We have 4 games to go. Show 4 games to go. What are our chances? Should we forget it's OT law or what exactly is it for? What's our fate?
Personally, to me, Utilo, let's just be honest with ourselves. Yeah, it's the truth. See, you do not leave your fate to someone, to a third party or something. Whatever your eyes see, we could take them like that. We had our fate in our hands. Imagine if we had won this game, we would literally be in 9 points. Okay, then we have 4 games left. Of course, we'll still play South Africa. That means that if we can beat South Africa, then we have a very, very strong chance of. But I mean, we are in 7 points after 6 games. How bad now? How you want it to?
You know why we messed this up? You know why we messed this up?
Terrible.
You know why we messed
I
it
know.
up?
I know.
Why
Actually,
why
yeah.
why do you
The
think we
Finidi
messed?
appointment. The
Yeah.
Finidi appointment. It was a lot of mess. Obviously, yeah. But on the other hand, see, like I always say, we watch professional footballs. During club football. Of course, the essence of a coach is very, very important in a team. However, players should also put in effort to get this thing over the line. I do not personally believe that it is the South African coach that have made them this, I don't want to say out of the world, that have really given them these big, big, big wins. No, the players also have a part to play.
True.
We've
True.
seen teams really that doesn't really have that big, big coach kind of thing, but the players put in the look at Argentina for God's sake. Without Messi, you could see everybody
we get to that.
fighting in that
Yeah.
team.
So with what just with this with whatever it is that's wrong with Nigeria. So is this you've mentioned the player as something. Do you think a coach also has a part to play, Dele? You see the way we've been going in and out of coaches and look at where he's gotten us, and we wanted to get a coach, and this guy, the last coach, the last time he coached the team was in the AFCON. He coached Mali. And remember that guy that they were pointing, what's it called, on his head? If you look to the bottom left of your screen of the slide that we have, is that guy that they were pouring water on when.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the guy. That's the guy. That's our new coach, right? And yeah, do you think he's the right man for the job, or we can do better than this?
1 game or 2 games, yeah, it's tough to judge him on that. It's tough. It's very tough to assess. I mean, I wouldn't lie. I like the kind of structure he kind of plays, like the 2 up front. I think for you to play 4-3-3, you have your midfielders have to be super super good. 4-4-2 original, because we have 2 very top strikers, especially with Boniface, which is not even having a good
For
time
Nigeria.
with the
Yeah.
national team.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I would want to go with you, because maybe if this guy had actually started, with this team from the beginning of the qualifiers, maybe something would have happened. Because trust me, the pressure was a lot. Yes, a lot of people who say it's just Zimbabwe. It's just, yeah. How many days has he even used with these guys? And we go back to club football and we say, oh, a lot of coaches, these coaches,
Mm,
they didn't start the team, they didn't start the season with these players. Okay,
yeah.
they need time, but we also have to give that time to national team coaches. I don't blame him.
Mm.
He got the job already. I don't think people were expecting miracles, you know. But for me, if you say 4 more games, I mean, this group is still pretty much open. 4 more games.
Yeah, for that means South Africa have to lose 2 games, but we play South Africa once away. So that means we have to go to South Africa and beat South Africa, and they have to drop another point for us to stand a chance.
I mean, with the way the group is, it's tight. I
Yeah.
mean, let's don't forget. Sometimes when you play football, the beginning of a group or the tournament is always okay, smooth for some people, and when it comes to the
Was the
do
tail
or
end
die
of it?
stage,
Mm, mm.
some other teams speak. But 4 games, I mean, anything can happen.
Okay, okay. I think we're just gonna close that for Nigeria at the moment. We'll be looking forward to their next games. I think the next qualifiers for the World Cup. I mean, the next round will be in September, but there's going to be other things going on for AFCON. AFCON is going to be in December, so I think on that one, we're more or less qualified for AFCON anyway, and we'll be seeing in Morocco. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, go
Yeah,
on.
sorry,
Sure.
Lala. We didn't talk about Osimhen's reaction.
Oh, I actually missed that.
Oh yeah.
It was part of imagine. It was part of my docket too. So quickly, what I mean was this, you know, tantrum he was throwing at the end of the game. Was it justified, or does it point to deeper issues in the squad?
Okay, is it for me or Dele?
No, you can go.
Okay. Mm, For every profession, okay, there are ethics that guides whatever profession you find yourself, and you have to be of more like a moral compass in your profession. Now, you can lose the game and you get to the dressing room and you'll be filming and you'll be throwing things here and there without any kind of media coverage. However, you shouldn't be doing that to your own players. These are your guys, these are your players. What example are you setting? I mean, the other striker, Boniface, literally went to him and spent some 15 seconds, if I'm correct, with him, and he wasn't having it at all. No, that is not an attitude you should. At some point, Osimhen is going to be the captain of this team, whether we like it or not.
Hmm.
This is not what you want to do. Yes, you can imagine we losing maybe against Arsenal. For example, I'm just citing an example. Maybe we lose against Arsenal or Chelsea. Maybe because of Maguire made a mistake or something. And then everybody is trying to pacify Bruno and he's pushing them. He's through. Come on. Everybody literally will be putting fire in his ass. Maguire and Onana has literally cost us games. Like games. I don't see our captain going about or any other person going about and be pushing them. Come on. You shouldn't be doing that at this level. You are like literally the biggest star in that team. The younger guys should be the one crying and be angry and you be the one to go and tap them in the back. Come on, let's play. Don't worry. We have it. And that's it. That's what is expected of a professional. It doesn't
Sure.
mean that you're not angry. We see Bruno's face every day,
Hmm.
but then he doesn't behave like that.
I
And
think
that is what is expected.
I liken this to when Gallas for Arsenal, he was the captain, and maybe Arsenal threw away the like in the title race, the game they should have won, they didn't win, and the guy was throwing a tantrum on the pitch. This is what I liken this behavior to be. And Dele, do you think it's just something these things are getting to his head? A lot of Nigerians like him, uh, a lot of journalists they warm up to him, influencers, everything. If he does, whether good or bad, there's always people online who are going to have his back. This sort of thing, is he getting to his head? Is he forgetting that he's part of a team, regardless if he scored that goal because he didn't dribble the whole. He didn't dribble the whole opposition to score. Somebody had to cross. A player had to be in place. Somebody had to cross for him to actually score. Is he forgetting that he's part of a team and he's just overreacting?
I mean, am I
Or it's
overreact as
just
well? That's
yeah.
for me. That's where money and fame comes in. I think it's getting to his head. I mean, some people say I'm overreacting on that because, like you said, he didn't take the ball from the back and put it in a goalpost or something like a solo run. I can remember one of those games in the African Nations Cup where he missed like 2, 3 one-on-ones. Imagine one of the other players too throwing a tantrum after the game that, oh yeah, that's the reason we were out of it, we didn't win and all that. I think attitudes like that is one of it's. To be honest, I don't want to sound harsh on his part because this is not the first time he's doing something like that. But other clubs now, European clubs, coaches, top coaches will look at that and be like, "Come on."
You need a
And
team. Yeah.
the press, like you said, is the star boy of Nigeria. So some of the press are beginning to change it. That that is what is the word they use now? That
What?
is
Oh,
you said what?
Lukman, change it to Lukman.
No. They were using a word for that tantrum he used. Like I think was it
Frustrated or what?
not frustrated, like what is that word? That's the passion. That
Oh
that is
yeah,
passion.
yeah. Now in the
But
show
to me,
pass.
that's not passion. I mean, when your teammate is trying to calm you down and you're pushing everybody, you say like, oh, a minute now let me run them. And I know put
And there's been that thing in the media. This thing that you just said, there's been so much of that over the past. Oh, now only Osimhen they try for this team. Now only Osimhen they run, but now only Osimhen they put body for ball. Say
body.
he care. You see all those things in the media, and these players spend a lot of time online. They see all these things.
Yeah, I mean, I don't I don't know. I mean, I think maybe the coach or the whole rightfully so, they were trying to build a team around him. He's the poster boy and all that. But right, he shouldn't that behavior is to me it's not. You can go in the dressing room and scream at them, do whatever. You're not even the captain to do that on the pitch. Like, come on. I mean,
But now one of the leaders. But yeah, we'll see how it
if
goes.
the leader is behaving like that, okay, for example, show compared it to Bruno Fernandes. We give Bruno Fernandes stick for this constantly, but I don't think I've ever seen him do that to his own player. Bruno Fernandes will probably do it every time to a referee because we all play street football. You have to do everything in whatever way and manner to win. That's the kind of player Bruno Fernandes is. But I've not seen him do something like that to
His own player,
his
right?
fellow teammates. I think the closest or something similar, not even close at all, would be Onana and what is the defender?
Maguire.
Even
Yeah.
at that, he only just trying to put him in place. That okay, this don't do that mistake or something like that, and that ended there. But you after the game, everybody's now trying to hold you. You're pushing everybody away. It now looked like he was even trying to fight with someone else.
Yeah, he put all the attention on himself,
On
which
himself.
is a joint mess up on their part. It's not
Of course,
it's not a one man mess up.
football is a team sport. It's not boxing
Mm.
or tennis. It's a team. As big as you are, or as good as the best player in the world, or excuse me, the best player in the team that you are is someone that still passes the ball from back, from the goalkeeper keeping clean sheet or doing a defender defending. It's a team sport. But you will learn.
You go learn the hard way.
Hopefully, it's not the hard way.
I mean, they have the most to lose actually. I mean, the nation has a lot to lose if we don't qualify anyway. But as players,
He also has. I think maybe that's why
people.
That's another angle again. If you look at the whole team, he has more to lose if we don't go to the World Cup.
Yeah, he needs to keep up his form for at least another 4 years for him to make the next World Cup. Right.
Yes.
And then
apart from not even looking at that, it's like everybody outside will be like, oh yeah, when we go to the World Cup, Osimhen took Nigeria to the World Cup. That's what they'll be saying because he's probably the best one time best player in Africa. So it's like, oh yeah, Osimhen took this, and that would also help him.
He hasn't even played. A lot of the guys there have not played the World Cup before. That's what I'm saying. The reason why I said is they have more to lose. Is if they don't make it now, I think Osimhen is 26 or so. 4 years, he's going to be 30.
31.
As strikers, things change. Yeah, I mean, no. In terms of track record of playing at all levels, I think Osimhen had represented Nigeria from young to here. He has that track record because he was first signed to Liverpool. I think was it to Liverpool? No, that was was it him or was it Awoniyi?
That was Awoniyi. Sorry, Awoniyi was
Awoniyi.
Was the
Okay,
worst side to ever.
Osimhen from a young age, I think he's been there, but and then the club he was playing for in I don't want to even put my head out and say yes that is true that the their age is what they claim it is. But we know what happens in Nigeria. So
It's not, but I don't think the gap is that much
It's
like it
that
used to
much.
be back
Yes.
in the days. Yeah,
yeah,
it's not
Maybe 2
really.
or 3.
If you look at him, literally, you know he's a young guy. You know,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
you know he's a young guy. I don't
so
just like the attitude of I mean, like the way he did the Instagram live the other time. Come
yeah,
on.
true,
Yeah,
true.
professional for God's sake. If the likes of Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo should come out and talk about their disappointment, you'll be shocked. But you don't see these guys going like that. I mean, it's not like you had a media chat and you express some of your grievances or something. No, you will go kill somebody on Instagram Live as a
Yeah,
professional. Come on. This
but
is a
yeah,
guy that we are still saying, oh, Man, you should buy, Chelsea should buy, this
yeah.
one should buy. And now we are behaving like some street nigga. No.
So we'll see how that goes for Osimhen. If they don't make the World Cup, they will have lost a time. They will have lost, part of what they should have, at their peak when they should have performed at the biggest stages. They have a lot to lose themselves. Is like, I mean, people have watered these things down to money now. Oh, they sign big contracts and everything, and they shouldn't care about their career. But man, if you didn't play at the World Cup, you didn't play at the World Cup, it won't be in your legacy. It won't be in your biography that you represented. See how that goes. We're going to move on to the next topic, or the next segment, which is we're going to South America. In South America, things have happened. Like the past few years, the powers have shifted, if I could say. But Argentina have now, they're now the biggest thing in South American football. They've taken over from Brazil, who've dominated for years. Um, Argentina have won 2 Copa
World
America.
football. Don't disrespect world football. They're the biggest in world football.
That was like, how many years ago was that?
I mean, who is the current
That
holder
World
of the
Cup.
World Cup?
Yeah, but the domination ended in that year. I don't know if you understand what I
No,
mean.
I disagree. I don't think they've lost a game in how many?
No, I think they will have lost. I think they lost.
No, Argentina
Yeah,
against who?
I think Colombia.
That was a draw now.
Was it a draw?
I
I'll
think
check.
so.
I'll check that. I'll check their standings now. But I think they lost one match recently. And again, in terms of maybe you would say, yeah, I think I will agree with you for the sake of today. Yes, they are the one dominating the world because they're the number one team in the world. They've been the number one team for quite a while. France is just um a close a close second. Now they've dominated and Brazil are struggling. Brazil they've not had the best of times. Um in fact, if there were more teams in that South American pot for the World Cup, they might probably struggle, but it's hard for you to see Brazil, Argentina struggle to get to the World Cup, especially in South America, because there's only like what, 8 or 9 teams. Or if there's 10 teams, there's only six will qualify, 6 or 7 have a chance to qualify. So it must be that bad, very, very bad for you not to qualify. So yeah, Dela was correct. They lost Colombia 2-1 in September last year. So yeah, they have lost recently.
Oh,
So what?
I'm looking at the results here, and the last
Yes,
Colombia game was 1-0.
10th September 2024. They played
Oh,
Colombia.
okay.
Yeah, okay,
Oh, okay.
that's what I'm referring to. All right. So now that the powers have shifted, I heard the coach. I mean, before I go to what the coach said, what are your thoughts? Brazil are struggling. They look on paper, they look like they have star players, world class players. They are also struggling like Nigeria, who can boast of players. I won't say world class players before she'll come from my head. So they have players, they have everything. Historically, Brazil turn out, very good players all the time. What seems to be their issue? What's their problem? They have a Vinicius, they have a Rafinha, they have a Cunha. They have so much players doing it across the globe. Like, what's the issue?
I mean, from okay, is it
Okay.
short for me?
Yeah, sure.
So go on.
Okay. Um. Well, their issue could be
Mm.
multifaceted. Okay. There could be a lot of things going on, but what I could pinpoint is that first of all, when teams have different kind of superstars like this, let me use the word. Uh, that's where a coach comes in. Without a proper coach, they will be beaten like babies, and that's just it. Yeah. They need to find a way to ensure that each and everybody in the team clicks. They have superstars, man, people in big good form of their life, and somehow they struggle. Why? Of course, because something is not ticking. First of all, I'll start with their central midfield, for example. Somehow, personally, anyway, I want to believe that there is no way this Brazil team with this crop of players will play any reasonable football without bringing two players back. Number one is Bruno Guimaraes, and number two is Neymar. That's just the truth. Neymar is that person who I believe should be playing behind the striker. Then use maybe Joelinton and Bruno Guimaraes or something. Then you have guys, they have to be direct. They can't play tiki-taka because they really don't have those set of midfielders to do that kind of a thing. It's Spain that will be doing that, or maybe Germany or something. Yeah. But they have players, if they can play direct football, just like Madrid plays, oh my God, they will blow things away. Somehow, the coach have to find a way to ensure that this happens. If, of course, coaches have their own tactics and stuff, but don't forget, they have limited time to train together. And that is why, at the end of the day, you have to win. That is what matters. Argentina played very ugly. And because that is the way they feel, they could win. There was no Messi. Nobody to be doing all of those stuff. So they have to stick together as a team and play Akeda football. And they won. 4-1. Nobody will say they are playing Akeda or Aram football. No. At the end of the day, it's the result that matters. And they nullified these superstars, Rafinha, Ballon d'Or, Vinicius, blah, blah, blah. It's the truth. Do you understand? So that also takes me back. Sorry. That also takes me back to that Nigerian game. Where like Brazil, where we just want to be doing tiki-taka flicks and be relaxed and be doing as if, we are already at the World Cup. And meanwhile, these guys they came for business. They literally put their life on the line. And that is how you win games. We watch Atletico.
But this your solution of Neymar and Bruno Guimaraes. I mean, I don't think Guimaraes was he called up, or maybe he just didn't make the team. But Neymar that we know for Brazil is not the Neymar we know now. Don't you think they need to move past Neymar? He's not even in the best of fitness.
Okay. I only cited Neymar, for example, as an example. Okay. I necessarily do not mean they must call him back, but somehow I still believe Neymar in this team. I mean, forget Neymar that Neymar played so well for Brazil. Believe me. I mean, he's like the highest goal scorer for a midfielder. Yeah, he's a beast in Brazil. Believe me, he's a beast. Maybe towards the latter part of his career, he hasn't been in that best form for Brazil, but I still believe that guy has something in him to do for Brazil. Believe me, these guys are not doing anything. It's a crop of players. You had Ronaldinho now in the last competition. You had what he said. Those are players that actually play this game, and we saw that no, these guys can do something. These guys are only interested in.
But those Ronaldinho era people, did they actually need coaching? I think those guys by themselves, the amount of talents on display. In fact, you can call on most of them, especially that was it Korea, Japan?
But you still need a coach. Because
Korea, Japan, of course.
You don't have a coach. Everybody will be showing individual
aimlessly. Yeah.
Right. Okay, I'll start with the part I did not agree with you, because I watched the Argentina game. I don't think they played any around football. Argentina played them 100% down. Like the only time I watched it, like the whole game, the only time Brazil came out or had a little chance was the mistake from Romeo when they scored 2-1 back. Like one thing about the Argentina team is if you come with Gidigbo, or what is the English of Gidigbo? If you come with the Aram football style, they will give it to you. If you want to play beautiful, they'll give it to you. And
that's exactly what I mean.
Now I'm not agreeing. I'll go to the part I agree with him. He said, if you look at that Argentina squad, they play for Messi, all of them. And that's why Dybala cannot get in the team. Think about it. Even when Dybala is fit. Because Dybala is another kind of star that, okay, you give him the ball, he's trying to do, it's like Brazil now. If you watch Brazil that game, it's like they just give Vinicius Junior the ball. Yeah, let's see the magic. If it's not Vinicius Junior, give it to Rafinha. Let's see your magic. It's not like they had like a structure. Like, okay, the coach, this is the pattern.
I think that's why they even
Argentina,
sacked the coach. They don't sack the guy now. They
of
sack the coach.
course, they've sacked him. So yes, I agree with what Sho said. They need a very good coach. And Neymar, that's why I said I agree with the latter part of what she said. Neymar in that team, everybody will play for them. Because number one, now you look at the structure. Now, they were two. For me, I think there was no balance in the team. Let me put it that way.
Mm.
The Newcastle midfielder, the one that was a striker before, Joel Linton,
For
he's
LinkedIn, yeah.
not technically good. Let's be honest with ourselves.
I think it was there for the Gidigbo.
Yes, it will give you 100% the strength and all that, but technically, it's not. They didn't have no. That's going back to what Shu said. I agree totally with Neymar. Forget whether Neymar is fit or not. How fit Neymar is better than everybody in that team.
True. Well, I said true, but I don't think I agree. But
I mean, you are talking about form. Yes,
Yeah.
you might say form wise, Rafinha is having a good season. But what I'm saying is, if half fit Neymar in a season would change that Brazil team. Because number one, he's the leader on the pitch. Everybody, there's nothing you can do that will not want to go through him. But now, you see Rafinha trying to maybe outshine Vinicius Jr. That, okay, let me be the leader of this team. And I think he wore the captain, right? He wore the captain band when they took Quinos or McQuinners. I remember that.
Yeah.
He was trying. Rafinha was really trying to push to pass the ball to Vinicius Jr. He's also trying to do his own like individual. Rodrigo
flicks.
Yeah, I didn't even really sing.
Interesting.
I think they need a very good coach. Coaches look towards it though.
Oh, really? At the end of the season, that might be a good option because I think he's almost done with Madrid.
Almost.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So I mean, with them, we've said, what they need to do is, they need a very good coach. They do have good players, and if Ancelotti is the one, they probably, bring the best out of Vinicius like he does for Madrid, and then maybe Rafinha and the likes. Those are the issues. Jetson, if you can, please go on and have a say.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go on.
Oh, thank God. I had to change my network. Yes, on this Brazil stuff.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I didn't watch the match, but this Brazil guys, they've think too much. They have too many good players, and they are not playing well. Vinicius, Rafinha, all these Ballon d'Or winners.
Have they won
Too
it
much
before?
of everything.
The Ballon d'Or winners. Have they
Ballon
won
d'Or
it?
winners. Top 10 Ballon d'Or winners.
Okay.
Too much of everything is not good. I think there are too many stars in that team, so I think they need a coach. Maybe a coach like Ancelotti also, a very very strict coach that can balance the team.
Okay, interesting. But for Argentina, they played without Messi. And were you impressed on the night? Were you impressed on the day that even without Messi, they look set up for greatness? Like they look set up.
Exactly. They were more of a team than in Brazil, from what I saw. They played as a unit, not like
individuals.
They didn't play like they were individual players.
Cool.
It was like a team. They defended together, they attacked together, and all that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. There's no Chelsea fan here. Openka, if you were Openka was there, I would have asked him what his thoughts on what's his name? Enzo boss for Argentina, but when it comes to Chelsea, it looks like he's a cat. It looks like he's a cat. In Argentina, he's a tiger, he's a lion. Sure, wait till happen. Wait till they solve with these players.
Okay. Well, I don't know what's the issue with Enzo though, but I know that in the last few months he's actually lost form big time. But somehow, if you watch club football closely and then international football, you notice that international football is slower compared to the pace of probably the league, the Premier League. So players who are finding it very hard to adapt to the pace of probably the league or something, they still find a way, of course, if they have sense anyway. They play very well when they go for international breaks. But when they come back to the league, maybe because of the pace of the league and all of those things, they struggle. I don't know why, but I mean, it's something that I've noticed over time. I can recall vividly when Gilberto Silva was still at Arsenal in the later part of his years in Arsenal. He was struggling, because of his age then. But when he goes back to Brazil, he will be a baller, and you'll be wondering, what's happening? Don't be this, So these things happen. Then I'll refer back to what I said about Akeda or Aram football the other time. I don't mean that Argentina came to defend that game. No, I mean they put their sweat, their body, everything. When it is time to attack, they attack as a unit. When it's time to defend, they put their life on the line. And that's what I mean. The only time when Brazil really played them, after the 2-1, when Brazil really played it, they defended as if they were coached by Simeone. You could see everybody running around the pitch and that is what I try to say about the Nigerian game. Everybody should put effort. Sometimes it's the effort that actually counts. You win games with effort, not just because of talent. We've seen talent lose games now. So just put in the effort. Chelsea played 10 men against Barcelona, against almighty Barcelona at the time. I mean, that was literally the best Barcelona team I've ever seen or had. And Chelsea played 10 men. In fact, John Terry and a red card. Terry of all people.
Yeah.
And a red. Chelsea still didn't lose because of what? Effort, not because of talent. So I mean, effort win games too. Just put your body on the line to get the results.
True. So I think everyone's had most to say about Brazil and
I wanted
Argentina.
to in, something about
go on.
the Enzo conversation. I kind of, like I said, I watched that game live, and I noticed something. I think in his defense, I mean, he's not a player I like. Even in his defense, for me, I think the price tag thing also affects a lot. I mean, Shaw might be right, that the pace of international football it's not the same. But I think price tag also, when they go back to the international on international duties, like it's like Messi takes everything away from the other players there. Another player I would consider, I would say like that is Rice too. I watch Rice, maybe it's because he played Lavier, what's the name of those, but I've watched him play a couple of games to where he has the freedom that he doesn't have, maybe sometimes showing us at Arsenal. Maybe all he does at Arsenal is okay, pass the ball by the side.
Yeah.
Because maybe he knows that there's a big expectation because he was bought for 100 million. That this guy is supposed to just carry the ball. I mean, on my own part, I'm also guilty about that. Sometimes I want. I mean, why would you buy it for 100 million and all you do is just side passes?
Yeah. So that might be a good point actually. Maybe that weighs on players and then
on players' mind. I mean, they're also human because you see them go to international. I mean, the other day I've been watching Enzo Fernandez of late. Like sometimes when we want to do a tenor, we pick on one player and that's the only player we focus our eyes on. And this guy is a he's a total player. He's a total different player. He goes to defend, like Shaw says, like tackles, going and everything, and before you know, he's already in front again, scoring.
But could it be a coaching issue? Because where he plays for Argentina, he plays, on the left side of the midfield. Yeah, he plays on the left side of the midfield for them, right? And they have, what's his name of this guy from Atletico?
Liverpool? Okay.
That one is usually the cleaner. If I don't want to call it
Rodrigo de Paul.
Yeah, the Paul. That one is the muscle there in that team.
Yeah.
And is usually there like to clean up things and all that. If it comes to Chelsea, you know that his best position is if he play a formation where he has to be the controller of the game, like somebody, a deep line playmaker. And his first season, I still remember when he first came, then that was the best. I think Potter was one who used him there, and he could control the game. But it was always that deep, and you can't get the best out of him attacking wise because, but we have players in that position, who are, I mean, the DM for Chelsea, they use Caicedo. Yeah, they use Caicedo in there. But the way Chelsea play their midfield is usually a 3-man midfield. They have one DM, and then they have two players who are, one is attacking, one is the 8 that goes up and down. So they play Enzo in that 8 that goes up and down. He's not really the controller. They have what's his name? Now they've been using Palmer in that position, which is not even his position. They expect Palmer to be that controller, right? Because he will get you goals, he'll get you assists, he has the eye for goal and everything. They're now using Enzo as that 8, the runner, the one who goes up and down. He's not needed to create. And I don't think that's his best position, to be honest. And yeah.
I struggle to even understand the way Argentina plays sometimes, because
Mm.
he's there in the midfield, Rodrigo De Paul is there, and the other Liverpool guy. What is his name?
McAllister, yeah.
Because look at those three midfield now. To me, none of them is actually a DM. Even Rodrigo De Paul to me is not a DM.
De Paul na DM now. De Paul na DM.
I would even say all three of them are the same kind of players. They're like maybe CM or De Paul to me is not a. I don't think I'm a DM. I mean, maybe I'm not really. You said what?
It does the dirty work.
No. I'm not saying
The guy does the
we
dirty
have
work.
different DMs. I mean, of course, it depends on how the squad wants to play. But for me, I don't know. Maybe I just don't understand the. I think I could hear.
But Enzo plays more advanced for Argentina.
For Argentina, right?
Okay, so what if Enzo plays more forward? Does he play? So is the farthest out of the three midfielders, right?
I was even looking. Yeah, I think so. I was looking at their formation now. I think that's what happened. He was Alvarez, Enzo, and this Almada guy, right?
Yeah.
Those were the guys who were. Okay, they played Alvarez up front. They had Fernandez. They had Enzo. I think Enzo was even playing an attacking midfield position.
Those formation is even that's why I say I don't understand, because what the live score, all those right in information is not. If you actually watch the game and study the way they play, it's like they just interswitch. Because sometimes I see McAllister as the deepest, which is as small as that guy, he's still doing dirty work.
Yeah, you see the points now. You see McAllister's position. Paredes is the DMO, but they don't need him to play make. They need the McAllister to play make.
This last game it was Paredes.
So the DMRB. So they needed someone to play make, which is where McAllister came in. But in Chelsea now, the best position for Enzo is usually what McAllister is supposed to be doing, right? But that's not even what he played for Argentina. So it's just confusing, really. They're confused.
Let's move on.
God go help chess. God go help chess.
At the point in the season, he was actually improving, but I don't know.
Yes, he was. He was getting the goals and assists.
Yeah, true. We'll see.
Personally, for me, I kind of think that Enzo is the kind of player who should be playing like a Jorginho kind of player. He really doesn't have the legs. I don't think he's a good runner, like he can burst into the post, compact, do all of those things. No, I don't think so. He's a good passer of the ball. So he should stay in front of the back four to dictate the pace of the game. However, he will need someone like Kante, who has the strength to run forward, come back and defend, run to this place, do that one to play alongside him. He will really benefit from that. And then someone who plays, just right in their front, but shouldn't be Palmer. Please, no. It shouldn't be Palmer. Palmer is really struggling in that position. Just like people really don't notice because of 1 minute's brilliance, and then you get a goal and feel, Palmer has done it. But hey, we saw how Palmer played so well last season, playing from the right flank. So playing in that role has really limited the guy. He only does 1 assist or score 1 goal, and then people think, he has performed. But we know how this guy was playing last season. He could
especially from the right.
Yes, it could offer more than this. But somehow they've limited the guy's game playing from that position. And of course, if you're playing from that position, it's easy for the team to man-mark you. Rather than going to play from the right and drift in center forward when, other players can drive there and all. But if you're playing from the mid, we know that it's middle, no problem. We want to dictate the pace of the game. And they can easily man-mark you. So I think Caicedo, for me, should be that kind of player. Play just like Jorginho kind of player and dictate the pace of the game. Because he's a good passer of the ball.
Actually, I think I have more clarity. I think that's what Lavia brought to the game. Yeah, I think that's what Lavia did. But
yes,
Lavia,
yes.
yeah,
Lavia.
Yeah, that's what Lavia did. But then if you put Enzo in that CAM role now in problem with that again. When he is there for him to be that player, he doesn't have that flair. He's good as a midfielder, but he doesn't have that flair to create as much. But it's to throw long passes and everything. He will do it. I think that's where it is. Anyways, we'll move on to the last topic on the agenda, which is the Club World Cup. The Club World Cup, FIFA have announced that they are going to. I mean, the prize money for the Club World Cup, which is a whooping. What was it again? Was it 1 billion? Or was it 97
125? Is it 125 million
Yeah.
for the winner?
Yeah.
for the winner, right?
Yeah.
Now they've announced that that's for the winner, and then anyone who can participate can earn as much as, maybe 60, 70 and things like. I mean, firstly, let's look at the format. Again, this is coming. It's going to happen in the summer. We have 8 groups, and in those 8 groups, we have clubs from all around the world, clubs from Africa, Asia, Europe, South America, everyone. So they've rebranded the Club World Cup to be some sort of World Cup, and they've extended invites to a lot of teams based on maybe history in the European front or in the league front. People have shall been invited, and even people where we say they know will eventually win their league, they don't win the competition, but they invite them. They invited Inter Miami, first of all. Was that deserved? Did Inter Miami deserve to be invited into this competition? Or is just FIFA trying to get Messi in there?
Of course, you already know they're trying to get Messi in it. And I think it's what the competition is in America, right?
Yeah, it's in America, yeah.
Of course. And there are a lot of sponsorship deals that has to do with that particular competition. Messi is also their brand ambassador too. I'm sure Apple, the likes of Apple and Co, also have money in there. So I mean, we already know. I don't know why Inter Miami is there. The only reason is because of Messi. Clean and clear. That's it.
Yeah, in terms of this format, isn't this just too much? When people are supposed to be on preseason, like they're supposed to be, resting, or you just go back from preseason. This competition is going to run for, I think, a month because it's 8 groups. It's just like the previous format of the World Cup. So is this needed? What is Infantino? What's his name? What's he thinking?
Well, first of all, this is my own opinion. I think this is just a way to nip this Madrid's president idea in the board. What's his name again?
The previous one is it Infantino?
No.
Oh, Perez. Okay, Perez. Okay.
Yeah, the Super Liga one. I think this is something to so that no teams will have that kind of chance or anything to go and be playing that nonsense to start. It's just like I said, it's just my own personal conclusion.
It does make sense. It does make sense actually. Yeah. If there's no space on the calendar, you know it. Yeah.
I want to see where you go play that one. That's one. And 2 is this. Believe you me, these guys are going to struggle. Everything. I'm talking about European team, Man City, PSG, maybe because they have softer competition in their league. But likes of Atletico, Man City, they will struggle big time when league resumes. Chelsea and likes. They're going to be playing against physical teams, for God's sake.
But Guardiola said he doesn't. It's not guaranteed that he's going to play his main guys in the competition.
Player. So why do you think he doesn't want to play them? Because he knows the repercussion. Players will start having unnecessary injury, and you want to compete against the like of Fulham, who wants to run for 90 minutes. How do you do it? It's not like you have a squad of 40 players. Do you understand? So personally, everything is politicized and new ideas here and then just to rubbish the game. To me, that's what I think. They feel is innovative, but to me, I just feel they want to rubbish the game. I really do not buy the idea. But on the other hand, there's more game for us to watch as fans. So my DSTV subscription no go waste. Sure, you understand?
Yes, Melambo Sundowns, how did they pronounce them? They are there too.
Mamelodi from South Africa. I know saying that they win. They never win. They never win. What's it called? They didn't win the African.
Is Ronaldo's team there too?
No, they didn't make it actually. But there's this talk of what they've now done. The the transfer window will now have two
Oh yeah,
parts.
they split it. Yeah.
Yeah, they've split it now. So that means in the first 6 days, there's like June 1st to June 6th, you can maybe loan players and what. So there's this talk that maybe Ronaldo might, go to Porto, right? Or any of these other teams so that he can be in the same group with Inter Miami or go to any other team and play in this competition. But we don't know what's going to happen. But if that happens, I'm like, I don't even know if Ronaldo can enter America. That's another thing. We don't know if he can enter America.
That's the problem. That's what I wanted to say. That you see, because it's America. I think that's one of the reasons they will probably also have considered. I mean, I might be wrong, but because if everything goes, if every good thing goes as what the reports we are hearing, then even the World Cup is Portugal will probably be put in Canada or Mexico. Because if he gets to America, he has something going on. But are you sure this competition will not replace Champions League?
Nah, it
can't. With the money, with the amount.
No,
it won't replace Champions League because they use people who win Champions League, right? And whoever, maybe coefficient or whatever it is, to come and place you in this Club World Cup. So the Champions League is still needed.
I think I'm.
You know that Club World Cup? Yeah, that we have like.
Now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Makes sense. Okay.
So this is what it is right now, and that's where we at. They have 8 teams. Again, I don't know how this is going to end, but yeah, if you look at all these groups, most likely the European teams will come up top. Maybe apart from Group F, that Borussia Dortmund is the biggest team there.
Juventus.
Yeah, so they've put it will just be another thing that represents the European clubs again. I
can't find Inter Milan. Okay, is there? No,
Inter
AC.
Milan is there. Yeah, no AC. No AC. So yeah, that's where we at. So Jesse, do you think this is good for football, or do you think they should just scrap this nonsense and let people go and rest, let players rest? Just internet is not allowed today, but I think that's fine. I mean, those are the only things. Final words. Does anyone have any agenda you want to set for the next sport, so I can keep note of it? Any agenda you want to set, start setting it now, because Premier League is back, Champions League will be back, La Liga and the rest of the leagues, they're back. We are just if you want to set agenda, make I know now. Make I know.
Well, at least if I don't know of anyone, I know that Madrid is scared of Arsenal. That's why they're arresting players now.
Who said that one? Who said that one?
Now, for you. Didn't you hear what I said in the pod?
No, I didn't hear you. So Madrid is scared. Madrid is scared.
He said, well, what he said, he didn't say scared. What he said is Madrid is trying to rest players for Arsenal for a game that will happen in 11 days.
Wow.
11 days time. Meanwhile, Madrid still has another league game again before that game. I don't know how he came to his own conclusion. Then I asked him, guy, okay, if Arteta plays on Tuesday against Fulham,
yeah,
and he rests some players, he said he will ask why he's resting the players. But you didn't ask why Ancelotti is resting these players. You only concluded immediately that he's resting it because of Arsenal. But when it happened to Arsenal, you want to say that you will ask Arteta why he's resting these players. Coaches have reasons for resting players. Players could have knock and they don't announce it. They may just say, okay, maybe we have 20 minutes to play, and then you rest him and bring him in the last 20 minutes. Some of this information may not be available to us, and the coaches may not want to divulge it. It's not a big deal. And apart from that, South American players, naturally, because of where they're coming from, that place is quite far compared to the others who are in Europe and are just traveling around Europe. When they come back, somehow they struggle. So it is only right for coaches to manage their workload, especially in this period where you have jam-packed fixtures. So I don't see any reason, but Baba don't assume saying that because of Arsenal. Who is Arsenal?
Rollins, come and defend yourself. I think for Rollins, the what's it called? Arsenal is a very, very is the most important team, in the world, according to Rollins. But Rollins, come and defend yourself. Sure, don't set your agenda. Daily any agenda for me before we close this thing.
Oh no.
No. So guys, there's no trivia today, so no one would have.
Sorry.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
on.
sorry,
Show represented. But yeah, that brings us to the end of the pod. Thank you all for joining. It was a short, it was a format team today, unlike the previous episodes. But I hope we gave you guys a good show, and we're gonna see you guys next week when we come back for a bumper edition for Premier League, Champions League, and all the other discussions. So thank you so much. See you guys on the next one.